We're live.
What does it sound like now?
Good morning, everyone. It's the 22nd of January, 2026. Hello, Dr. Kiltz. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, everyone. I'm doing fantastic. A beautiful day in paradise. I'm here, alive and well. Great to see you here, Miss Kendal from Australia. Welcome, Maria, Dr. Nelson, and to everyone joining us today.
Please put in the chat where you're watching from and maybe what temperature it is. I don't know. Let us know. It's 54.
I don't know
where I am. Not too bad.
It's a beautiful day in paradise. What are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking to Kendal. Please put in the chat any questions that you may have for her. QQQ in front of it, please. And hashtag KMT for a chance to win. Alia?
A t-shirt.
A t-shirt. Okay. We're creating an army with a uniform of Kiltz Mighty Tribe.
Yeah, KMT hats and shirts, and we don't have socks and underwear yet, but maybe that's coming.
Hey, we could.
Under Armour wear.
I love that.
Kiltz wear.
And if you're not a member of the Kiltz Mighty Tribe, go unsubscribe. Dr.Kiltz.com. Link is in the description of wherever you're watching.
Yeah, and you get to hang out with Kendal and Nelson and Ali on Kiltz. It's great. So let's see. It's summertime down there.
It is. Yes, it's nice and warm down here at the moment. Very warm, which is lovely. I love the warm.
We're on our way down there.
Are you coming down? Are you?
Well, I'll be down later this year.
Fantastic.
Later this year for sure, but it sounds like right now is the time to come down.
It is, the summer. Whereabouts are you heading down?
Adelaide.
Adelaide. Okay.
For Melissa's event in September.
Fantastic. Springtime. It'll be beautiful.
Oh yeah. It's good. 71 degrees in South Florida. Peter, I haven't been outside yet. I'm in Sarasota, Florida. I was supposed to go up to New York this weekend, but I have a feeling I'm not making it. Weather is going to hold me here. There's a wall that says don't come up.
So, Kendal, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and why you're here and what do you do and
all that
carnivore story.
Fantastic. My name's Kendal Hanley, and I've been carnivore for coming up to 3 years this year in July. So I'm 51 coming up in May. So so I'm 51 years young, I should say, coming up. Love carnivore, and my background was health and wellness. I was doing a little bit of PT. I run my own business with my husband as well. So I've always had my own business and always loved being healthy and well and helping other people live their healthiest lives that they can. And throughout my journey, my health had deteriorated a little bit when I got just past 40, and I had a diagnosis with some autoimmune disease, which was psoriatic arthritis. And I just was like, okay, I was being as healthy as I could, and I got the diagnosis, and I had to go on some heavy-duty medication for a few years and tried my best to get off that, and I did get off that and really wanted to stay off that. So I was looking for, I guess, the holy grail of what would be the healthiest way to be my best, even though I was on a pretty healthy whole foods diet, as we call it. I was sort of secretly, I think, looking for something else, but just didn't know where to find that. And carnivore came my way through my husband doing some research through a friend, and I thought it was crazy, and I thought I'm never doing that. You know, I was the kale girl with the smoothies and eating lots of oxalates and stuff like that. So when it came around, I just wasn't quite ready yet. But when it did come, I saw Michaela Peterson's video about autoimmune disease, and I was like, I'm going to give this a go no matter what. So that's how it started. that's how the whole journey started. And then I had a carnivore wedding as well once my transformation had happened. The first year I chose, my husband and I had both been carnivores for nearly a year coming up to our wedding. We had a carnivore wedding, which was very exciting. So yeah, I can talk about that too.
I can imagine the party.
It was very fun. It was very fun.
And the reception. Okay.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Yeah, we both really wanted to do that.
What effect has it had on your psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis?
So it's been, as I said, coming up to nearly 3 years, and my psoriasis now has just started to sort of die off. It's taken a while. So the healing has taken a while for that to completely go away, I must admit. But probably the first few months, I didn't have any swelling or any flare-ups, which was fantastic. So I've had a little bit here and there, but pretty much carnivore has just kept it at bay and kept it just really, really steady and not having the big flare-ups and not coming back and not going back on medication, which was my goal, not to go back on that medication. I really didn't want to be on that at all. So I've succeeded with that and found a lot of freedom with carnivore in terms of what it does for you and having that freedom of not having to worry about what foods to eat. And it's very easy. I found it a lot easier and beneficial in so many ways.
Easy. And
easy.
Easy. You want easy, but there's some hardness to it, and that's sort of like, oh, it's too hard, it's too restrictive, and I mean that's sort of the conversation out there, and now the guidelines, the hook line, the long line, that's trying to keep us on the standard global diet. I don't even think we should call it U.S. diet anymore, American diet. It's global.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 to 6 servings of X, Y, and Z, and all of this stuff. And tell us how you're sharing this concept and really we're lions and hard is what we're born for.
That's exactly right. I think at the start I thought this is going to be hard and I don't think I could restrict myself, to be honest. And then once I had a really good why of why I wanted to give it a try, I think that was the clincher for me, was the health aspect of really not going back on that medication and really seeing what my body could do to heal naturally.
And so in some way, do you think all human beings should try this? Because maybe they don't know what they'd feel like and should just do it.
I think everyone should try it, to be honest. I think the feeling I had in those first few weeks was like none other I'd ever had. I felt like I was floating. I just had this weight lifted off my shoulders, my mind. I felt so clear. I've never felt that much clarity before. So I think in terms of mental health for a lot of people, it probably helps remove the fog and the brain fog. It was something I wasn't expecting, which I think would help a lot of people, to be honest. All the processed junk and the stuff that we tend to get caught up in and just think that that's normal eating, even though it's sold as healthy, in the packets. I think when people eliminate that and try even eliminating those things for even a month just to see how they feel without even adding, the carnivore aspect to it, I think people would just feel so different and so much better and so much clearer and happier.
Whole foods, a healthy whole foods diet. What's the fallacy with whole foods? What's the problem?
I think people worry about where they're going to get them from, eating things that were really organic and not, genetically modified or, sprayed and that sort of thing. I think a lot of people worry about the cost of how much it's going to be. And also, I think a lot of people go for the quick, easy things that are in packets and they don't have time, to prepare them and wash them and cut them and do all that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I think people go for the easy way out, which is just, let's buy something quick, heat it up and eat it, rather than go for maybe the whole food route. And
whole plants want to wholly control you, and meat is somehow the master meal. It's so simple. What's your favorite meat to eat?
We have a lot of, at the moment, rump cap, which has got the really big fatty layer on it. I love having a really fatty meat. We do love ribeyes, but I've been having a lot of rump cap lately. So that's been one of my favorites.
Which is the picanha, Dr. Kiltz.
That's right. Yes, it's called that's right. I couldn't get the name out, the correct pronunciation.
And
yes.
every
right.
time we go to a steak, Texas, Brazilian house, whatever, it's always, we wait for the picanha. It's the very best. It's got
beautiful.
that nice fat cap, and typically that's the one that they have the rarest that I've noticed.
So I have a 4-pound picanha waiting for me to cut it up in steaks in the refrigerator.
Does Nellie bring it around on the skewer and slice it for you on the table side? And,
no. I do the slicing. She might do the cutting, but I do the slicing.
Cut you up, cut you down, build you up. Do you sense in your world that there is a groundswell of carnivores that are coming up in this world and building?
I think it's starting to really take off over here in Australia a lot more. I know in the US it's going at a greater speed than here because we're usually a little bit behind you guys. But it's becoming, I think, the social media aspect. People are seeing it more. A lot more people know about it, and I think it's definitely starting to increase with popularity and that sort of thing over here in this side of the world. So I think it's definitely there's a voice out there, and people are starting to listen to it and really take note of what's going on and trying really being more open-minded to trying new things with their nutrition, which I think is so exciting.
Yeah, you mentioned autoimmune diseases and as we hit our 40s and 50s, that's when it really started hitting me. Although as a kid I had migraines and bowel problems, it got worse in my 40s and then 50s, and carnivore seemed to just wow, it's like gone, and it's like radical.
Exactly. And that was the same age. I was sort of 40, I think I was 42, just after my 40th birthday, a year after. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Like everything's going downhill from here quickly. And I had Raynaud's as well. So I had Raynaud's and a little bit of psoriasis, and obviously it was mainly just in finger joints. So I really didn't have much in anywhere else. But, I was working with a rheumatologist who said, 80% chance you're going to be back on that medication after you go off. And I'm like, I'm not planning on it. I'm going to do everything I can to stay off that medication. And I'm so glad that I found Carnivore because I haven't had to go back on it. So
did
10 years later nearly.
Did you go back to the rheumatologist
after being on Carnivore?
Right.
No.
Yes. Right. So, that 80% chance became a 0 chance because we don't go back to our standard doctors anymore.
No. Yeah, I didn't go back. Yeah.
What do you think it is, or why do you think it is that seems to be in particular very good for autoimmune diseases?
I think just the nutrient dense quality of what we're eating is just this really powerful, and also not having any of the processed foods. I think that for me, and also maybe even the oxalates and the high quantity of the veggies, I found that my gut didn't like that. I'd love to know the exact, amount for each one, but I would say, I think, some people can eat vegetables and fruits and things and other people can't, but I was eating a lot and a lot of oxalates as well. And not so much processed foods, but I really think when people cut those out and they just have that nutrient dense meat, which has got so many, vitamins and minerals and all the things that we need, and changing it up regularly, I think that's really powerful. And I think it's almost like the magic pill to make you feel amazing. That's how I see it.
It is
healing.
That magic pill, but that's been our. It's like what we got to take all of our these pills and supplements, and we've been sort of dragged down this line of lies from a system that it's like, obviously making a living is important, but making a bunch of lies that have kept us all sick has been our biggest problem.
Yes, definitely. I think that was something that stood out to me when I started Carnivore. I felt like we had been sort of lied to about the whole nutrition thing. We learn, as a personal trainer, I learned a little bit of nutrition study, and it's all the same. They tell you the same thing, and it's sort of like, why is no one understanding this simple thing that we should all know, and all the doctors should know as well, and be teaching everybody from scratch. It's I found that really frustrating, and I did want to get out and sort of share that with people and try and let people know there was another option for them that they could try, rather than the standard, American, Australian sort of diet route, which everyone seems to think is the right way until now.
Yeah, so maybe even the term healthy is all a marketing term anyway.
Yes.
And we just got to eliminate it from that conversation, right? It doesn't really help us very well. And somehow that something's going to happen to all of us. It's kind of part of the universe, and we're part of that universe, and patience in the process.
Absolutely.
Are you guys doing any meetups down there? How are you guys doing with the getting crowds and community together so far?
I think there is going to be another meetup. There's a thing called Meatstock down here, which is in a big regional town that I think that's happening in April from memory. So I'm going to try and get myself to that. I think there's more and more events coming up, which is sort of good and appearing, which is fantastic. So it's exciting. So I'd love to be part of one of those and meet up with see some people and influence some more people and help people to see, how wonderful it is to eat this, proper human diet.
The simplicity of all of this. So as a physical trainer, as you're training your clients, how many of them are switching to the carnivore lifestyle?
Well, I'm only training me now. I'm not training any clients at the moment, but anyone that I have spoken to that's even slightly curious has come to me because they know I love my health and wellness, and I've trained people in the past. I've had a few people really, really helped with their mental health as well as their physical health. So there's been some people that I've kept in touch with that have reached out and said, I'd really like to try this. I don't know what else to do. And just from watching some of my little videos and things, that they've really turned a corner with trying carnivore and sticking to it. So that's been nice I hear of a few. I don't hear of a lot, but it's just so rewarding just even to hear that they've given it a go and it's changing their life and they feel so much better and healthier, mind, body, and sort of soul and spirit.
Do you think there's an age that, people should just kind of, it's enough and you're too old and you need to just keep on the standard way and stick to the pyramid?
No, I don't think though. I don't think anyone's ever too old. I think you're never too old to start and have a fresh start and live, hopefully your best and feel your best. I don't think there's an age limit on that.
It's the mindset, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about some of the, the people, the books, the blogs, and that have inspired you on this journey.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously yourself, looking into, when I was researching you, I've watched a lot of your videos and things, but your background with your autoimmune and the different things that you went through and just healing your healing journey was inspiring as well. Michaela Peterson obviously was one of the first ones because she had so many issues with her autoimmune. Dr. Chafee, I found a lot of the living in Australia and someone I could relate to with the doctors. Dr. Ken Berry, I sort of looked at his stuff as well. And there was quite a few different people. They were some of the main ones. Sally Norton for her information on oxalates and, how to get off the veggies and which ones are have a less oxidative stress on the body. I found her really great. Dr. Elizabeth Bright for great for menopausal women with the butter and how to sort of heal. She's been amazing. She's been someone I've loved to. I read her books and follow her as well. And I think getting into that 50-year-old bracket, I can definitely say things are not quite as easy and as smooth as they were, 10 years ago, which I think Carnivore is helping with amazingly too for that reason.
Children, adolescents, young, in the under 20 range, under 10 range, 2 to 10. Where do you think that falls for us as humans?
In terms of Carnivore and how young and how old? And,
yeah. Do you think that there's space for that? And where maybe need to at least allow parents a place to be an example, but then also, bacon, eggs, butter, beef, salt, it's organ meats and bone marrow and things like that. It's steak and whipped bone marrow as a birthday cake, right? Or
yeah. Doesn't sound too exciting as a kid, does it? I've got 2 children that are 14 and 16. So I've never pushed Carnivore onto them at all. They see how we eat, and I think to a degree there's an influence there where they've sort of seen the sugar be cut out and see how much healthier you can be. So I think for teenagers, especially with their hormones and wanting to, especially for boys who want to build muscle and they want to be strong and do all these things, I think it can be really beneficial and also help them learn that they don't need that sugar and they don't need those processed foods, even if they're not fully carnivore. Even just eating, whole foods and cutting out the sugar, which, my daughter's even just started to do herself now, just because she wants to. So it's just that starting to rub off. And I think teens, and I mean, if they wanted to eat younger, I think that's okay. If they're confident to follow you and try, I think, because it's so nutritious and it's so nutrient dense, I would think it couldn't do any harm at all for the young ones as well.
What toxins come in ribeye steaks?
That's right. None.
Yeah. It
also
is
good.
It is around the globe, and that party lifestyle with all this party food that just have some, right? Or alcohol. The American College of OBGYN recommends red wine for pregnant and lactating women. And it's like, really? Like, it's like you want to give your gestating child alcohol in utero?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
The American Heart Association gets paid for Cheerios to put a heart label on it, heart healthy label on its cereals, right?
Yes. We have that here too, unfortunately. There's a little tick system, and if you've got the ticks on there, the heart health or the healthy tick system, it's in all the supermarkets, and there's stuff that's just fully mass produced, muesli bars and sugary things, and unfortunately people fall for it and they think, oh, this is healthy, it's got the ticks, and let's go buy those and give them to the kids. It's just it makes me a little sad, and I want to really make a change. I think
they should have the same disclaimers that alcohol and cigarettes have.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Box of cereal, but
it's just as bad. There's so much sugar.
We hear a story from a young age. It becomes embedded in our brain, and it's sort of like becomes the tunes, right? What the children between alcohol, drugs, tobacco, and the most massive drug is sugar, right? It's added to everything, and they blame salt and fat, and so everyone went low salt, low fat. And the diseases exploded around the globe.
Yeah, shocking. Absolutely shocking. The truth needs to come out, and I think people are really starting to take notice, which is good, especially with all the the new goings on with the reverse of the pyramid, the food pyramid, and everything that's happening, which is, I think, really exciting. People slowly starting to see some truth come out in what's been happening with all that.
Do you like shark liver?
I haven't had shark liver. I had beef liver today. I love beef liver, but I haven't had shark liver.
Orcas do like shark livers. They suck it out of them, and that's all they eat is the liver from the great whites and more. Right?
Oh.
It's let's how did your family and friends react when you first told them you were only eating meat? How has that dynamic changed now?
Yes, they were a little concerned. How long are you doing this? How long, when are you stopping? You're going to have a heart attack. It's not healthy. So we had a little bit of pushback. And I just said, look, I feel amazing. My autoimmune's gone. It's at bay. I'm fine. Like, I did have some blood tests done, and that was all good too. So I really had a little bit of proof there to say, look, I'm all fine, and I'm not going to change anything unless something in me doesn't feel fine anymore. And that hasn't happened. So it's coming up to that 3-year mark, and I'm still going strong. And I think people have just accepted that. I think you might lose a few people here and there. There's a few people that we probably lost that know that we're not going to go out and just eat like crazy and have the alcohol and do all that anymore. But that's okay. That's part of the journey, I think, when you choose to live a different healthy lifestyle. There are going to be people that aren't going to align with that, and that's okay, because there will be people that will align with you and want to go on that journey with you.
I started just a few weeks before you, at the end of June.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
The same year, yes.
Yeah. And how are you feeling? You feeling?
Great. But we have some questions for Kendal,
Good.
I think. Alia.
Hit it.
Oh, Reynard's. Reynard's has gone. Yes, the Reynard's has gone. Actually, I haven't noticed that for a while. I find in the cold weather it gets a little bit, it sometimes can still show up a little bit when it's cooler. The circulation still in my hands is not always 100%, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. The wedding was amazing. So my husband and I chose to have a carnivore wedding, and a few tips if anyone is planning to do a wedding or an event. Definitely find someone who is going to work with you and let you customize the food and exactly what you want, and have a really good, lots of good options for you. We sat down and we chose all the proteins we could possibly fit into the menu. It was a sit-down dinner, so we had sort of an entree and mains and that sort of thing. So we picked some beautiful, we had lots of fish, we had chicken, we had steak. Obviously, we still had some salads and some vegetables, so our guests who weren't carnivore could still have that as their side, and beautiful bread and things. But the majority of the food was based on proteins. It was delicious. It's a beautiful restaurant, and everyone had an amazing time. There was alcohol if people wanted to have alcohol, and desserts if they wanted to have that too. But we just had an amazing time. The food was divine, and everyone was happy. So it was just a wonderful day. It was by the beach and the sun was shining. It was just a beautiful day, and we felt amazing. Felt really, really good.
Very good.
Another question.
Yes.
The coffee question is interesting. I've cut it out. I've had it again. I cut it out for 4 months just recently this year, and I've allowed myself to have a little bit again here and there, but I just generally have decaf, Swiss water filtered decaf in the morning with just a little bit of butter. I think some people call it a bulletproof coffee. I have a spoon of butter. I don't have any milk or cream or anything in it, and that's how I have my coffee if I have one. So I try and keep it to a sort of a treat. And that's what I'm doing with coffee. So I did cut it out. I can't have it in the afternoon or the evening. It doesn't do well for me at nighttime. I can't sleep even with decaf. So I do have a little bit now at the moment, but I've got to be careful. It tends to work badly on my anxiety. If I have too much, I get a bit hyper.
Is that coffee or hot water?
It's hot water. but it's been filtered through some sort of a pod device that makes it dark. So I don't know what that's called. I've been off coffee for 2.5 years. I went back on it. Then I went back off it. Then I'm back on it, and I'll be back off it.
Okay.
Do
you find it makes a difference when you go off? Not really.
I did it for the power of not doing it. I didn't do coffee, tea. I didn't do anything, and then I went back on it, and I enjoy it. It's sort of like it's our cultural stuff that we find joy in some of this stuff.
Yes, and I think that was for me too. I found that's one thing I could have that that I allowed myself to have. I used to drink a lot of green tea, but I cut all that out after listening to Dr. Bright about tea. So I cut out the tea, and I've gone back to having a little bit of coffee, which I think is okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
There's lots of options. You can make carnivore options as well. I guess there's lots of things you can do there.
I'm off green beans.
That's right.
I roast them. I roast my green beans.
Okay. That's interesting. And why the green beans?
No. Yeah. Instead of eating green beans.
Oh, green beans.
He's off green beans.
I'm off green beans. I now roast the green beans and grind them and filter water through them. Right. On and off coffee is a treat. Obviously not. The life. I'm addicted to life. I'm addicted to hanging out with my carnivore brothers and sisters around the globe. Right. It's like, whoa. It's like, I got to get up, got to watch this, got to join in. I got to get KMT back up live again. I've been a little remiss in this. And we'll be back live on YouTube, and we've got AI helping us, and we're doing a lot of really good editing.
Are we live on KMT, though? I think we're live.
We're not live in KMT, but we do have an event going, which leads them to the YouTube channels. So...
Oh, okay, good. So you could go on to KMT, and there's a link there to go into our YouTube, whatever it is. Do we have a KMT YouTube channel?
We were going to make one.
Which is simple and
easy. We were going to make a Kiltz Mighty Tribe YouTube. We do actually. We did
just
do a
KMT YouTube channel, but another way is to just you could how to set up KMT, and we want everyone to be around the world to have a way to access this, and Kiltz Conversations where I go around and we talk about eating vegans. I guess vegetarians too, like pigs are vegetarians, and but it is really a massive game changer.
I love the vegan cows.
Let's see. I don't know. You talked about your wedding, but how did your guests react to your carnivore wedding?
They I think they had a feeling it was going to be a carnivore wedding, and we were going to choose what we chose, but they loved all the food that we had. So no one was really sad because they had some other options as well, and the food was divine. So everything that we had was, we could pick out bits and pieces if we had to with some of it, if there was some veggies mixed in, and but they loved it because they could still have their drinks, they could still celebrate with us. There was only 23 people, so it was very intimate and small, and we still had some yummy things for them that they could have as well. So it was just, they were very happy with it. No one was disappointed at all. So it was fine. They were very happy. I think anyone can do it. You just have to do a bit of planning and make sure it aligns with what you guys want to eat. And I think it's not impossible to do, for sure. It's definitely not. You just have to have the planning and the right place and the right, people to do it.
The mindset and as you began this, you were listening and watching YouTube and other resources, and that's what I found was such an important thing. I learned this because my patients were doing paleo diet and getting pregnant, and I'm like, okay, what is that? I don't know what that is. And then I found keto and my friend Marie Emmerich and I found so many other people, and And, it's sort of at the same time as carnivore. What is this stuff? And some guy was like ripped and didn't exercise and ate meat. I said, I'm doing that one. That's it. Right?
That's right. Why wouldn't you try it?
Yeah. It's like, we're always looking for something that is radical, and carnivore is just such a radical concept. And yet they say don't eat red meat. And I just ask people, do you ever see red meat in the toilet?
That's right. And that's actually one thing the rheumatologist said. The first thing he said was, okay, diet, you need to cut out the red meat and eat more greens. So that was before I knew about carnivore. So it's the opposite, really.
Yeah, grass and grains will fry your brains.
I wonder what the evidence is that would be a helpful thing for someone with, in your case, psoriatic arthritis, because I don't think there is any evidence for that.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting if they could do some studies about that and somehow sort of test it out and see, you can have a vegan person and a carnivore person and see how they heal.
I'm going for the Bible. I want the stories. I don't need a study. Because remember, studies are always, there's an ulterior motive, right? We're going to patent something, or, we're going to prove something, and we've proven it, right? Last I looked, the Bible is what I'm carrying. And whatever Bible around the globe here, so the stories, right? The stories are the stories, right? Dude, let's take our ancient biblical stories and make it all carnivore.
The stories are the best.
Yeah, that's my next one, the Carnivore Bible by Kiltz. Oh, what did I do? I'm sorry.
There's a question there. I do avoid fizzy drinks and alcohol. I actually cut alcohol out the few months before I started carnivore at the start of the year. I think after COVID, I was getting a little bit too fun with the alcohol on the weekends, even though it was, a vodka and soda or whatever. But I did decide to cut that out, and that's only something that I would have very, very rarely on a special occasion. It might be a sip or a drink, one drink. So I have cut, and I've never had soft drink or sodas or whatever you guys call them there. So, yeah, I don't have those. I think that's where people get into problems too. They drink their calories and they drink everything with so much sugar and all that sort of stuff. So if you can cut that out, I think that's another an easy way to cut out all that sugar. It's you'll feel a lot better too.
Go ahead and read that question, please.
ZenFit26, does Kendal find the carnivore diet gives her more energy?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that was one of the first things I felt like I was like superwoman. And of course we have our ups and downs as our hormones change. And as I've got older, I feel sometimes like my energy dips, but it definitely is a lot more consistent with carnivore. And I feel way more energy, than I have, any other time in my life. Being in my 40s and 50s, I wish I could have done this in my 20s. I think, I wish I had have known about this, in my 20s. But I'm just grateful to have found it now. And as I said to Dr. Kiltz before, it's never too late to start. I don't think it matters how old you are. I think any time is good to improve and feel your best.
Go ahead, Alia. You're muted.
Oh, that's funny. If you go out for dinner, would you tell them to just give you the protein part of the meal? For example, if you had a steak, you just say don't add the fries and salad, etc.
That's exactly right. I usually say I don't have the sides. Don't worry about the sides. And if even if they serve it and they say, look, we'll just bring it out, I just leave it, put it to the side. It's fine. I just don't eat it. Or I give it to my kids, or if there's someone else that wants it on my table that's happy to share, they can have it. But I just leave that. Yeah. There's some places that are wonderful that'll just give you the main. There's a restaurant we found that actually doesn't even charge us for the sides anymore because they know that we don't have them, and they just take a little bit off our main, which is it only happened once, but it's incredible. So you may find places that you go to regularly might do that for you here and there, which is nice.
What does Kiltz do when his energy drops? Alia
He takes a 10-minute nap.
takes a 10-minute nap. Lions nap. And we're like, oh, you should nap. Like, why? Not. Resets the synapse. It's simple.
That's very true.
Yes,
I took a nap before speaking to you guys because I'm normally in bed at 9 o'clock. So for me, I had to have a 20-minute nap beforehand. So it gave me that little bit of energy. Exactly.
I live with another human being, which is dangerous. And I fly airplanes and jets and walk across the street. It's all dangerous.
Oh, there's another question.
Fasting. Do you do fasting?
Yes, I naturally, I think I wasn't thinking it was called even fasting at the start. I think I was just sort of eating when I felt hungry, which was sort of mid-morning. So it was probably a 14 to 16 hour fast. And then, so I was doing that sort of without thinking about it. And then I sort of have done a few experiments since then. In the last, probably my second year, I thought, well, I'm going to stop fasting for a while and have smaller meals. And when I was starting to go through that sort of perimenopause stage, I was experimenting with more high fat, cutting out the coffee, adding in, spreading out the meals and not doing the fasting. And I actually didn't feel as good, to be honest. I did it for a month and I felt not as much energy. I just didn't feel as good. So I've gone back to doing sort of anywhere between a 17-hour fast. Sometimes I'll fast for the day and just have that one meal at nighttime, especially if you're busy and you're working. Sometimes it works. And I felt a lot better doing that. So for me, I found that the fasting does work well. Also, I guess with the hormones and just being older as well, I think it just works better for me with carnivore.
How many times a day do you eat?
Generally 2. So it'll be sort of a lot like a mid-morning or a lunch and then dinner. And I don't tend to snack. If I really need to snack, I'll have some beef jerky. We make our own beef jerky. I'll have that or a little bit of butter. And I just have lots of water. I keep it really simple. So pretty much 2 meals is my go-to.
And what's usually on the plate for you?
I do eat ground beef a little bit. I like to make my own beef mince meat patties. So I tend to, I like sort of quick, easy meal in the morning. I'll have 2 of those usually and a couple of eggs. And then at night time, we tend to have the rub cap or some sort of steak. But I do alternate with fish. We both love to fish. So we have fresh fish in our freezer. That's beautiful wild caught fish, which we eat. And I have beef liver as well. I like to add that in for the really, nutrient dense meal that it is on its own. Lots of eggs. And I try and alternate so we don't just have the same things, but they're sort of my main 2 things that we tend to rely on. I tend to have a lot of in carnivore.
Awesome. Dr. Kiltz, this one's for you. Did you meet the guy who did not exercise? The guy that's carnivore and ripped?
Oh, nah. No. I met him like I'm meeting you guys, right? Like this. And which ultimately our brain doesn't know the difference anyway. But yeah, I met him on a I don't know what it was on. It was like so long ago. But yeah, it was like again.
Do you remember the name?
No, I don't. It was just one of those moments. That's it. Yeah, I'm sort of like, okay, this carnivore. I mean, I've always liked steak. So like a T-bone steak. That was like the thing I loved the most growing up. I occasionally have it. It's to be that special thing. And it just is this radical. It's sort of amazing. And we admire lions. And I was like, okay, we're lions. This is it. The best.
Dr. Nelson has this prepared. We should share. Kendal, find her on Instagram or YouTube, correct?
Thank you. Yes, I'm on both YouTube and Instagram. Yes.
Yeah.
I also have
the
some
YouTube. I have the YouTube one, but I cannot present two at the same time.
Oh, that's
Okay, so
fine.
we'll
There's a few little work.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, there's a few little workout videos there. I'm a bit of a crazy up at 5 person, and so I put a few little things on there for people to do if they want to join in or have a little bit of a movement in their day, which I'm a big believer of. Movement and also a bit of meditation and mindfulness in the morning. So that's my go-to thing. So you'll find a bit of that on there as well.
Meditation, prayer, visualization, positivity, each and every day.
Yeah.
So are you a spiritual person?
I would say I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. Yeah, I do that. I spend a little bit of time on that.
Realignment with the gods, which are within all of us.
Absolutely.
They're always trying to realign Kiltz. Push and pull and all those things, right? Yeah.
There's your YouTube channel. I got it up.
Yeah.
Are we back up?
I flashed it.
Her YouTube channel.
When are we back up, Alia?
Monday at 11 a.m.
Monday at 11 a.m. We're back. We've been spanked. But we're going to clean it. We're going to cleanse everything we put out there. And it's going to be all been properly analyzed, evaluated, cleaned up, and made entertaining.
Yeah.
This is entertainment. It truly is, right?
That's wonderful.
Are you having fun doing this, Kendal?
I have had a wonderful time. It's lovely to chat to you. It's very exciting. I was very excited to be asked to come have a chat with you guys. So, yeah, very, very grateful.
Yeah,
very grateful.
It is a ton of fun, and there's so many amazing people we're getting a chance to interview and learn from, and they're not all carnivore, but it's like we're teasing little bits of things from each and every human being out there, and we're all beautifully different, and that's the amazing part of this. And
exactly, we can learn from each other and help each other.
Yeah, we're learning from each other, and that's that's kind of how all this stuff evolved, right? Someone got out of the trees and started walking around the grasslands, and there's someone else said, "Okay, let's try this," right? Okay, let's walk in a group, right? Let's surround the big beasts and let's throw rocks at it, right? And then wait a minute, let's eat the meat instead of the mush.
That's I like it.
Yeah. What's your biggest for in your personal training work? What's your biggest pearl to all of the people that are on the purpose of positivity and improving their lives?
I think we should try and move every day. It doesn't matter how old you are. I think just movement, and whether that's going to be different for everybody, whether that's going for a walk around your house, if that's all you can manage, or whether that's going for a big hike or running or jogging or whatever it may be. But I think just the simple aspect of moving and stretching and just letting your body move and be free, I think really would help a lot of people to do that more. I know it sounds simple, but I think it is as simple as that. I think that's just the one thing, to keep moving and keep active no matter how old you are, but especially as we get older and we feel like we want to do it less and we feel, more stiff and more tired and all those things. I think that's the time you really want to keep at it. So, use it or lose it type thing.
Yeah. And eventually we're all going to become fertilizer again. And so might as well make the very best food and fertilizer for whatever else God intends to make out of you, right? And
that's right.
Do it in a loving, positive, kind way around the globe. That's what we're here to do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spread the word and share all the love, and hope we can get more of that happening in the world overall.
Yeah, we're creating new biblical stories. That's what this is about, right?
Absolutely.
The beef Bible. book, the book of beef
I
Bibles,
like it.
right? That's it. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting.
KMT in the morning.
Someone mentioned about cholesterol. I think there's a few people asking about cholesterol in there. But
Yeah. Aren't you concerned about your cholesterol?
no, it was up a little bit when I had my bloods done. I can't tell you exactly what it is off the top of my head, but no, not at all. I mean, we need it for our hormones. We need it for everything. I was not concerned about it at all. So haven't had any problems with it either. But there were people that would say, you know, your cholesterol is going to be too high and you're going to have a heart attack or something's going to happen. But I just haven't worried about any of that. I've been feeling fine. Until something isn't feeling fine, I'm okay.
What's the most important molecule ever created in nature?
Molecule.
Dr. Nelson, Alia?
Well,
Peter?
Fat cell.
Glucose.
Glucose.
Oh,
There's no glucose, there's no life. Photosynthesis. Sunlight dances through the universe, touches a chloroplast and makes glucose. That's all that matters.
okay. That makes sense.
The glycocalyx. It's a universe. It's like the galaxy, right?
It's expanding. It expands.
It continues to expand. Hopefully our belly doesn't.
That's right.
But our brain does, right? Our brain of like joy, right?
Exactly.
And ultimately, we're not here. It's not about money. It's about the magic of becoming a master of your life, right? And challenges and hardships. And what's been your biggest failure in this carnivore journey?
Failure. Probably being too hard on myself sometimes, like being too rigid and too strict, where I just need to go, hey, I just want to go with the flow and let my body tell me what I need and not be so strict on myself. I think sometimes I can get a little bit strict and start to overthink it. So especially after the first couple of years, you start to overanalyze and, let's try this. And, maybe I'd feel better if I did this. So I think just being more intuitive and just going with how you feel rather than trying too many different things and listening to too many people out there too, because some of it's not the best information either. I think go with your gut and follow the people that you feel, give you the right information as much as you can and use your own judgment.
The game gut, right? Eating game, right? And not the game.
That's right.
Yeah. It's and don't forget everyone, healinghumanity.life. I think that's the other place to go to because we're all contributing to the master documentary coming out about stories of carnivores and how important the stories are, right? Not the science. Scientism.
I was a guest there last night.
Yeah.
One of their Zoom calls.
And really important in the work that we're all doing here to master the lion's way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's exciting that all these things are happening. It's really good.
It really is, isn't it?
Getting it out there. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Stable weight. It's just like, is any other animal like say, oh, I've got a stable weight? I mean, if they don't gain weight for the wintertime, they're dead. And, they lose it in the winter because they use it. Sort of the glucose flatline, weight flatline, deadline, right? We're dead.
It's true.
Maybe we got it all wrong, right? Curves. We love curves. No curves. Got to have curves in life.
No curves, no babies.
No babies.
That's
It's all
that I was
about
going to
making
say.
babies.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely.
Dopamine drives us to making babies. That's it. That's it. And it's all sugar. Sugar and sex. Without it, there's no life. Right? Sweet Jesus. Yeah. we're going to be passing around the hat soon, and whatever contribution you can make is important. Got so many amazing people here from all around the globe. Change your thoughts, and the world will change. It's only a thought away. That's right. It's only a picanha away. It's all a bite of picanhas. Like, we have some tickets left for the February 7th event and the 6th, which is get the VIP, hang out at Kiltz's. And I think there's Papa coming, and Mitch is coming, and Rick is coming, and we might have Dr. Nelson here too. We'll see.
Nelly is for sure on the list. I'm not sure about Dr. Nelson.
Yeah.
She's already making plans.
So your husband is still a strong carnivore and leading the way. Is that right?
He's still carnivore. Yes. He's got a lot of past injuries with, from doing heavy duty exercise. So carnivore has helped him a lot with his joints. So that's been really helpful for him to be on carnivore. And also, I think he lost about 30 kilos when he started carnivore. So in the start of that year, he was quite a lot heavier. And that came off within that first 6 months, actually. So it was a different journey for him a little bit than me. Weight's not been an issue for me generally. It's been more my diagnosis is with my autoimmune. So, but for him, it did wonders.
Although we really have no diseases, we're labeled.
Out of balance.
I mean, well, not even that. We're poisoned by plant protein, low fat diet. It's really stupidly simple. We're just we're a caged domesticated animal that's fed a diet to keep us weak and meek and in line. And we're lions, right?
That's exactly right. We're meant to be having good food.
We've been duped. We've been duped and lied to by the lions who want to keep you and I and all of us weak and meek. But in fact, what we're doing is sharing an idea that gives power to the person, right?
Exactly.
And every individual is, it's like there's no scientific study that's going to tell you the right way to do anything in life.
No.
None. Science has not fixed us. It actually, it's weaving their wonderful word web to keep us weak and meek.
Yes, unfortunately.
What does Shannon Bedard have to do to get her T-shirt, Alia?
Shannon, just email me. You've got my email, but it's alia@drkiltz.com and your shirt size and address, and I will get that shipped to you right away.
Yeah, everyone is capable of being the lion that's already DNA within them, right? We're already that which we wish to be, and all you have to do is click your heels 3 times. As Dorothy had to do in The Wizard of Oz. We have the magic already, and we're waiting but. Don't get trapped in the new triangle, by the way.
No.
Or the long line, right? What is the long line fishing? We're hooked, line, and sink. Hooked, line, and we sink. That's it. That's it. Any last minute thoughts and ideas you want to share with those listening, Kendal, as we're moving on to the next day?
Yeah, you guys are starting your day. I think for everybody, just think of different options. Don't just go with what you think you know, and be open to trying new things. Be open-minded and do your research. Listen to all these wonderful stories and people and give it a go, because life is way too short to be feeling like not amazing in your body, no matter what age you are. So I think that would be my little pearl of wisdom.
Alia, thank you. Dr. Nelson, thank you. And Kendal, Hanley, thank you. Appreciate everyone. And we'll see you.
Thank you.
I guess tomorrow we do have tomorrow's Friday. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a grand day. Love everyone.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
Have a
everybody.
great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.